Hello and welcome to Late Night Mathematician Show. Tonight we are interviewing Sir Isaac Newton. Oh, and I am your host, KJ. So, how was your trip here?
It was a long ride and there was some turbulence. There was some kid kicking the back of my seat, but it was okay. And the snack bar also had some pretty good food on it.
Well, that sounded like a very nice trip. For our first question, what was your childhood like?
My childhood started out with me being born early on January 4th, 1643. I was not expected to live past the third day, but I did. And my mom's name is Hannah A. Scoff. My dad's name is Isaac Newton Sr. My dad died a few months before I was born, and my mom was widowed. She married a man later on who already had 3 children, and I was sent to go live with my grandma.
Well, it seemed like you had a very interesting childhood, and I'm very sorry that your dad died and that you had to live with your grandma. But for the second question of the night, where did you go to college and what did you study in college?
I went to Trinity College in Cambridge, England, and I got my bachelor's degree in 1665. After that, I began my career as a mathematician, astronomer, a physicist, a theologian, and an author.
Whew, that sounds like a lot. You must have worked very hard. But now, for question 3, what were some of your accomplishments?
Some of my accomplishments was I did invent calculus and I formulated theory of universal gravitation. I also created the Newtonian telescope, wrote a Principia, figured out that a clear or white light comprises of 7 different colors, and created the 3 laws of motion.
Well, you have a lot of achievements. For question number 4, can you explain to us what calculus is, and would you explain to us the 3 laws of motion is for us?
The calculus is the study of continuous change, and the 3 laws of motion are that every object moves in a straight line unless acted upon a force. The second law of motion is the object's acceleration is diversely proportional to the net force exerted and inversely proportional to the object's weight. And the third law of motion is for every reaction there's an opposite and equivalent reaction.
Well, that is very cool that you did all that. You must be that smart. You must be very smart. But for now, we have questions. And for our 5th question, how did you discover the theory of universal gravitation?
Well, people say in the myths that I was reading under a tree and an apple fell on my head. Well, that's not true. I was thinking out my window or looking out it while I was studying how a clear light comprises 7 different colors, and something fell from the tree, and I thought, how come it falls instead of floats in the air? So I studied it, and I went and did some stuff, and when you drop a pencil or perhaps a cup, it falls to the ground. And I figured out there's a force that keeps us to the surface of the earth or pulls stuff towards the center of the earth, and there was a force, and I named it gravity.
Well, that was a weird coincidence. But for now, folks, we have the 6th question to ask. Do you do anything in your free time, like any hobbies?
Well, I do have a weird hobby, but since you asked me, I'll tell you. Every day I try to turn lead into gold, but yet I have not succeeded, but I do hope to succeed soon.
Well, that is pretty amazing. That is a pretty amazing hobby. I bet when you figure out how to do that, you'll be rich. And now for the final question of the night. Are you married to anyone and have children?
No, I am not married to anybody, and I have no children. I plan not to get married until I'm done with my work because I don't want any distractions.
Well, that is a great idea. So you can keep working without distractions. But for now, we got to say, wow, Isaac Newton, you have had a very interesting life. And we are very thankful that you are on the show.
Thank you.
For tonight, that was our late night mathematician show. Thanks for watching, and come back tomorrow for our special video introducing Katherine Johnson and her story about how she became a famous mathematician.